Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cade Stone, back to you with episode 10 of Banished Colonial Charter. Okay, as you remember last time, our city burned down. We built a boarding house here just to really cover any issues that we would have from homelessness. Unfortunately, we only have 13 well, not only, but we have 13 citizens without homes at this point. And as such, we need to definitely get back to rebuilding. Now, if we look at the cost of houses, just the log cabin, or not the log cabins, the wooden houses, that's going to take us 16 wood and 8 stone. So we can rebuild 2 houses as is. Now, if we go with stone houses, that's going to take 35 wood and 40 stone. And if we just continue on with the row houses, I believe the artisan's house is the same exact cost. Now, we can always do something like put in another boarding house for the time being. And if we do that, then our people will have some place to stay. Now, that does take 25 stone. The 90 logs, I don't think that's an issue. But we could always put in a boarding house for the time being and then tear it down. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Because we do have homeless people. They will need somewhere to stay until we can just get our stone reserves up. And that is really the only thing that we will be waiting on. So I'm going to go ahead and start the game back up. We're going to slow down to 2 times speed. No reason not to have it on 5. And then we are going to go over here and we're going to just search for some more stone. And really, I just want to clear all the stone out of this area over here. And it looks like we have a huge amount down there. So yeah, we'll just start collecting it all from around our forest cluster. We're going to need quite a bit of stone. Because all these houses that we have here, just for our builder to have something to do, I'm going to just remove all of these for now. Because we're not putting wooden houses back up. They serve their purpose, but now that purpose has come to an end. So, they can all just be removed. Unfortunately, that is going to include these burnt down stone houses, because we simply just don't have the resources at this time to rebuild those. So if we look over here, we're already getting delivery of logs. Everything has been removed. So this second boarding house will be up and running. We are in the spring. So let's take a look over here at the inventory. Yeah, there's all kind of food in here right now. And as expected, our reserve of stone is low. But we did just set up something that is going to take up 25 of our stone. And did we have another build order set up? We must have. Ah, yes, we had a stone house being constructed. Okay. So the stone house being constructed, that's completely fine. We'll probably do like a row of houses and then something in the middle, and then another row of houses and something in the middle. But this cluster here, I guess we're just going to leave it as is. And we'll just do the rows like this. I just want to make sure that we eventually get to the point where we will have... Oh, we need to switch that back over to firewood. To the point where we will have pretty good fire protection. Because everything I've been reading has said that the bucket brigades, like what we saw last time, they can't actually put a fire out. All they can do is contain the fire, keep it from spreading. It didn't look like that actually worked very well for us. Okay, so where is our builder and what are they doing? Gathering fuel. Why are you gathering fuel? Just putting firewood in here in the boarding house? I guess that's something to do. But it looks like everything has been delivered over here to the new boarding house. So the 14 people that we have that are homeless, they should have somewhere to go rather soon as this build is complete. And we do have 7 people on labor, so I'm going to bump this up to 4. just to speed up all of our projects, because we did set up a lot of work orders for our builders. Okay, and our stone looks like it is coming in rather well. Okay, so that's set on reclaim. Just going to do a quick poke through here. Make sure that everything is set up the way we want it. Yeah, it looks like all these are being reclaimed right now. Excuse me. Okay, so our boarding house... Yeah, actually all 4 people are working on it now. So it looks like a couple of them were down here. They completed this stone house. And now they're just going to work on this boarding house. The problem with this is, whenever we completed this house, only 1 person moved in. So it looks like down here we had 1 person who was born. So we have 1 more child. But at least all of our builders are working on this. Looks like they are homeless, so they get to complete the place where they'll be staying. And we still have 3 people who are homeless. There we go. So everybody has some place to stay now. There's nothing in the inventory over there. That's fine. So we'll just let them continue demolishing all of these buildings. And do we want to go with stone houses? No, we want to put more row houses. Just because I really like the way these look. Okay, so we decided that was the front over here. We'll put 2 up. We should have the stone that we need by the time that they get started on the second one. Our laborers should come over, start taking all this stuff out. And our builders are doing some pretty quick progress on removing these old burnt down houses now. So that's going to get rid of this eyesore right in the middle of our town. And that is reclaiming some stone. So that should all be put to use again. And what do we have here? We can go either to a stone house, or we can take this to a country house. Now for the country house, it's going to take some things that we simply do not have this time. Okay, and we're producing bricks and glass. Over here, we need to start work up again. And how are we doing on iron? Okay, we've got more than enough iron. So furnace fuel, we only have 30. But that's being used by both our glassmaker and our brickworks out of the new buildings, as well as the smith for our old buildings. And over here you'll see we have some bricks stacked up. So as soon as we have a project that needs bricks, we'll be fine. Okay, so how are we doing over here? Do we have a lot of people just collecting stone? It looks like yes, we do. And as such, well, what are the builders even building now? Oh, the new houses. Okay. That's fair enough. And it looks like we already have enough resources to go ahead and put another... Oh, wait, do we already have an order there? It looks like yes, we do. Okay, and then the road will be in the way. Okay, so it looks like the row houses are 1 tile smaller than the regular houses. And that's why we had that just small gap right here. But where we could stack 4 in here, we can stack 5 row houses. So that's not too bad of a deal. God, these just look so good. Look at this. Just everything uniform all the way down. This one will be completed in just a moment. And these do count as stone houses for the purposes of the firewood and such. Okay, so let's go ahead and move off of the housing for this time. And we'll just look at something else to do, because our people are going to need something to do. I'll bump this back down to just one builder. That'll put us at 6 laborers. So in resource production, let's take a look at finished resources. So in the forge, or the tools in the forge, I don't think we're actually going to need much of this. We have the basic blacksmith over here. And I don't think we're going to be able to upgrade that for the time being. I don't know what that third icon is. If anybody knows, let me know down in the description, or not the description, the comments. Just so we can finally get to doing something. We still have the quarry, nobody's working it yet, but we really don't have the surplus of people that we need for that. Our food looks like it has dipped, but it is just getting into winter, and we are building a bunch of houses. But we do have the 2 gatherers' huts, which... wrong one. The gatherers' huts, which you can see they're bringing in just a load of food every single season. So our food production won't be an issue. That's one thing we can do. We can actually start this back up again. So it just needs some building done to it. And let's see, we don't need small fuel for the time being. The tailor looks like they are just out of materials. And we do have one hunting cabin over here that is supplying the leather that we're using, and they're bringing in, you can see we had 28 last season, 19 so far this season, but this season we did get some ducks as well. So whenever we don't get leather, we're getting feathers instead. It's not a bad deal, honestly. Okay, let's take a look over here and see what jobs we have. That might tell us what we can do. So, we can make wine, possibly. We're nowhere near an ocean. So, being having sailors, probably not something that we're really going to be able to do. I'm thinking, honestly, that we may have made a mistake with where we put everything, because the map that we chose, this is just a basic map. We don't have all the bells and whistles that come with the new maps for the Colonial Charter. So if you want to see me continue with this map, I will. If you want to see me switch maps over to a Colonial Charter map, leave a message down in the comments. I want to make sure that you guys are having as much fun with this as I am. And, you know, if we need a new map just so we can see everything, I'm completely fine with that. Let's see. What do we have? Luxury production. We don't need luxuries just yet. Town services. Let's go back over here. So this is all just worship. Now, we can make an abbey. And they're going to gather berries and herbs and brew ale. And if nothing else, we can always use the ale as a trade good. But it will make our people happy too. So let's see where we can put this. We want to put the abbey right next to the church. Just butt it up right against it. I think I'm going to. So we need log, stone, lumber, and build points. Actually, that's how we're going to find out what we need. Okay, there's a metalsmith. We're not going to keep this. We're just going to pop it down over here. And that is building supplies. Okay, so that is something I have no clue what it is. Where would one get building supplies? Refined resources? Probably in construction. Because these are sawmills. This is a shipyard. We've got a brickworks. We've got a glassmaker, whichever one of these it is. Building supplier. And that is houseware supplier. Okay, so we need a building supplier. And we'll stick it up here just with all of our other production buildings. If we can find somewhere good for it. Right here beside the smith. We'll just stick it right there. Okay. Let's see what our trader has to offer. They have bacon. I know we don't need 50 bacon, but by God, I want 50 bacon. There's 40, so that's going to be 7 for 40, or no, 6 for 48, and then 2 feathers. So yeah, we'll give you 6 hammers and 2 feathers, and you give me all your bacon. And then get the hell out of here. Because I'm the one who has the bacon now, buddy. And we will set one person up to work in the dock, the trading post. So they should be able to pull everything out of here, put it back over there where it needs to be. And our builders have finally started actually building on the fountain. They only need 15 more work over here, and it'll be completed. I'm still having trouble believing that we actually do have 5 hearts now, but we do have a hospital. Where's it at? This one. We have a hospital, 0 patients, but we do have one. I guess it would be a doctor, maybe. Is it what, doctor or healer or what? I don't even know what the name of the job would be. Physician. Okay, so we have one physician. So that should keep our people a little bit healthier than they were. Let's see, we only have 5 graves. No, we did have somebody die earlier. It looked like it was old age. I wasn't really paying attention. But going into the winter, everybody has houses this year. So that's a lot less problematic than last time. So, houses, we are going to need more, and we have a lot of stone. So we're going to put up, yes, you guessed it, row houses. Okay, we'll put up, I'll set orders for, oh, okay, so they're one longer. Okay, that's what the trade-off is. So I'll just set up the 3 for now, since apparently we can't fit these in the same exact size. Okay, and everything's being delivered to some of these. Trees are being removed, so we're getting a little bit more in the way of logs. And hopefully we'll be able to get everyone home by the end of this episode or next episode. Now, we did have 2 people die of old age, but they were immediately replaced. So, at least at this point, we're almost to an area where we don't have to worry about all of our people just dying off in a massive wave of, I don't know, starvation. Like we'd ever see something like that. Okay, so we only need a little bit more stone to be delivered here. And we have 6. I'll dedicate half of them just to quarrying for us. Now, are these actually stones that we can remove? No, is that iron? Yes. So let's go ahead and just grab this iron out of the way. I mean, we have a lot of iron ore. At least we did. We have 62. So we had a lot of iron ore once upon a time. So we'll just tell our laborers to start removing the iron ore as we have our quarry workers working to gather stone for us. So this is going to really help us out as long as our people are halfway efficient about what they do. But at this point, most of our people are educated. Yeah, you can see that we have educated stonecutters. And let's check the other two. Yes, all of our stonecutters are educated. I got a little tongue-tied there. So, we shouldn't run into a lot of issues of people killing themselves. What's our builder doing at this time? Just walking around. Working. Oh, building the abbey. Okay. So the abbey will be completed eventually. We'll get a monk in here, so we'll start producing ale. And if we start producing ale, I think we should probably get a tavern up and running. So what are we going to need for that? Storage and consumption location for all alcohol, luxury, and smoking products. Okay, so we can build a small tavern with no building supplies. But if we have building supplies, this will open up a lot of options for us. We can also build a coffee house. Okay, a brewery can also create its own alcohol. What else do we have? We have a winery. Our teacher died of old age. Okay, the distillery is where we're going to make spirits. This is going to be a curing barn for tobacco. And then the last thing is going to be a pub kitchen. Okay, so the pub kitchen I guess we put right next to our tavern. But what's it going to take just to build a tavern? Wood, stone, and planks. And it will fit into the same size as a regular house. So I'm going to place it here. Because we're about to get our abbey. We actually have our abbey now. So we don't want blueberries, we want ale. Yep, because we already have herbs. We have food. Just bump this up to, let's say, 300, just so our gatherers, or not our gatherers, herbalists have something to do. Yeah, we only have the one, and they stay turned off most of the time. And how long is it going to take for them to produce ale? Now, realistically, a long time, because they're going to have to grow the hops and everything. But it looks like they're already carrying things off. I'm not sure what the monk is doing. Just working. Okay. So it's a possibility that these abbeys just create whatever they need. And it looks like that's all they do. So we have two more people, a fuel refiner and a fisherman, who just died of old age. And surprisingly enough, we still have fishermen. For some reason I thought that we just got rid of this, because you can see that they don't really produce much. And actually, I'm getting rid of them. I don't want this being worked. I don't want any fishermen. And I want this thing torn down. So let's go ahead and pause this. And we'll just remove the fishing hut. Okay, so we have a trader who came in, has lumber and homewares, and that's all they have. I'm going to pass on this. I don't think we really need either from him. Okay, so we can take those 2 fishermen. Let's see, are they still in here? No, they have just been moved over to straight laborers. Okay, and that's fine. Has our quarry been producing much? They produced 22 stone so far, so that's not a bad deal. We have children becoming students. We're running out of children, though. That's our problem. So what is our builder doing? Idling. Why are you idling? We have everything we need for these. Laborers, go. Everybody get to work. Okay, what are they doing now? Working, getting something to eat, working. Oh, are they building this? Yeah, the building supplier. There we go. So this is going to take 12 bricks, 1 joist, and 12 logs for building supplies. We could also do glass, iron, and brick. Brick and lumber. I think I'm going to go with brick and lumber, even though that's 30 brick. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of glass options as well. Glass, brick, and logs. Yeah, let's go ahead and do glass, brick, and logs. Because the other option was just, well, I don't know, that's bricks and lumber. And if we switch this back over to lumber, that should work for a while. Our fuel refiner did die of old age. And we have all of our builders set to just build. Or not builders, but laborers set to just build. Okay, and the last things they should be doing is just tearing down this fishing dock. Okay, there we go. So now we have someone working in making building supplies. What's your problem? Material required. Is it the furnace fuel or the sand? It's the sand. Okay, so the glass works will be on and off. And that's fine. We kept our market, right? Yes, we did. Okay. So this is barely encompassing these over here as well. Actually, is it getting them? Yes, it is encompassing those just a little bit. Okay, so I think we're actually in a pretty good spot for the resurrection of our town. How many people do we have living in the boarding houses? Nobody in this one, so let's go ahead and tear it down. Okay, and then we only have 2 left over there. So I'm going to set up just a regular stone home. Yeah, just a regular stone home. Right here. I'm going to put 2. And then with the 2 stone homes, we have Zandel and Estany over here in the boarding house. Well, let's hope that the boarding house doesn't need anyone else, because we're removing it. Oh, and they're kicked out immediately. Let's cancel that for now. Yeah, Zandel and Estany, I'm not going to kick you out of your house until it comes time to do so, because we have another house built for you. But that's something we're going to have to find out in the next episode. Thanks for showing up. If you like what you've seen, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Like the video. Make sure you leave me a comment so I know exactly what it is you like with my videos. You have a wonderful day.